of course, we can start with India because it was my first destiny. Throughout my journey, and the first effect of how to bring awareness to the people, because the rivers everywhere are polluted. And when I started to document the documentation about the importance of water in India, in religion, and also in for the daily use, I found out that the river is in many parts so much polluted that the water is dead, and there can be no life anymore in these waters, not even microbiological, not even the smallest life, because the water is dead, like Yamuna River in Agra, where is the Taj Mahal, cannot be used anymore. So I just select some pictures from India and then some pictures from my country, where I also work on the subject water. And I met a woman, she studied politics and she wrote her doctorate about water rights. She made a lot of researches about water rights in our culture, and after that I found out also that in the religions about water rights, because water rights is the basic right of human being. Everyone should have rights to get clean water for drinking, washing, and so I continued to make documentations not only in my country but also in Egypt, because Egypt has the River Nile, and the River Nile is flowing through 6 important countries. And also there I found out that people pollute the rivers, or this only one river, with chemical pollution from industry, from pharma concerns. In Aswan there have been people ill because of the chemical products they throw into the river. And in the delta of the Nile there is also the pollution such that people get ill of this pollution. So I was questioning myself how the people could get more awareness, how to keep the water clean, and also how to reach out to all those big companies who pollute the rivers as well, but also the people themselves, because they threw all the rubbish inside. There is no recycling system in the countryside, so people that they don't get help from the government, so they don't know also how to keep the water clean. So this is an issue all over the world, and all the big rivers all over the world are so polluted, and if we don't have clean water, then how we can go forward? This is always my question. So already as a teenager, I dreamed to travel to India to meet the saints and holy persons living high up in the Himalaya mountains. A book of Heinrich Haver about Himalaya has fascinated and inspired me all throughout my apprenticeship as a photographer. Then in 1984, my inner wish was fulfilled and I traveled to India for the first time. But it was in 1998 when my travels became a pilgrimage. On each of my visits to India for the following 7 years, I went on Himalayan pilgrimages to the holy places and sacred sources which all Hindus, especially the sadhus, ascetic monks, holy men, yogis, wish to experience one time in their lives. The inner and outer purification of body, mind and soul, the cleansing of sins and regrets from this one as well as many past lifetimes, they wish of every devout Hindu. Also, I became aware more and more during those years that the experience of this pilgrimage in this life was like a tonic for my soul. I felt at home with those people, with their culture, with the landscape and nature. Mata Ganga, the mother of the river of life, calls all those souls whose innermost desire it is to follow the light within. Pilgrimages are a part of every religion. Going to a sacred place can be helpful in finding the sacred space that lies within. Christians travel to Jerusalem, Rome, or walk the path of St. Jacob. Muslims go to Mecca in Saudi Arabia. Hindus and Buddhists walk around the holy Mount Kailash in Tibet. At the end of our lives, however, when the soul leaves the body, a voyage begins which, for all people from all religions and all cultures, has the same goal. We all return to our source, all one. So my first travels in India leaded me to those holy places on the river side of Ganga, the mother of all rivers, and I was having the opportunity to live with yogis in this mountain areas, Himalaya, and I spent quite many time with them. I was coming often to India to make documentations about the life of real yogis who are from different orders in India and who are spending their life on the riverside, in caves, and as walking sadhus or monks all their lifetime. And I was also welcomed from these people or of these people, and it was always intuition that leads me from one yogi to another one, and they also advises me which holy places or which holy cities in India I should visit, like Varanasi. Varanasi is one of the most holy places in India, and I guess all over the world. And they say that in the Sanskrit scriptures, it is the oldest city in the world. It is written in the holy scriptures of the Vedas. And Varanasi is a place where the Hindus won't finish their life because of coming out of the circle of death and birth, because the Hindus and also Buddhists, they are believing in karma, the reincarnation of their souls in another body again and again. So I tried also to visit those places and made documentations there many times. I was using also middle format camera Hasselblad because and film and dia slides because of the moments and the moments of capturing a picture. This is the moments of meditation and being one with the subject and not running and hurrying around, just to stay there, put my camera out, make everything ready to make a good shoot, and knowing that I have not many pictures to take with one film. So many time on my travels I was using Hasselblad camera, middle format camera, and in Varanasi the people, they used to bring themselves there, to die there, to be buried there. I mean, they burn their bodies, and the ash they throw in the river. It's also a fact that is not, let's say, not very good for the river, because the river become polluted also from this issue. The people there in the modern times, they try to keep the river clean in this site, but million of peoples are pilgrim there, and many of the people, they die there, or they bring their relatives, and it's sad to see this, but I don't know how this will change. Yeah. So I have only some of all the pictures. He is also photographer. We went in the same school, and once when they were traveling to Nepal in Himalaya, he found a man who was producing this wonderful paper, handmade paper. They live in a very simple place. They have no electricity, they have no streets, they have a very simple life there. But this paper is made of special trees that are growing in the Himalayas there. You have to walk maybe 3 or 4 hours to get to reach to this village. And through this meeting with this people from this village in the Himalaya mountains in Nepal, Lapka is his name. This paper was coming to Europe through this friend, also photographer, and he sold the paper in throughout Europe for artists and for photographers like me. I started to print on this paper, and as you can see, the effect of this canvas handmade paper is very nice, and the pictures are unique. Those yogis are from center of India. They are from the Vishnu order, for example. There are many different orders, 14 different orders of yogis in India. They are Vishnuites. They are devotees of Lord Vishnu. There are 3 main lords. It's Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Brahma is the creator of the whole universe. Vishnu is the one who keep the universe safe, and Vishnu is the renewer and destroyer of cultures of the world and the universe. And those people, or these two yogis, are from the Vishnu order, and you can see it also on the sign that they used to have on their head. And they use also woolen shawls and cotton. They live in simple places, like you see in this place. It's just a room with a sacred holy fireplace. This fire should never should always burn, so they used to put day and night wood inside, and they live there. And here you see a pot. This is the kumb with the water of the river Ganga. Normally they have always Ganga water with them. If they are not close to the Ganga river, they used to put normal water. But the original kumb is the cup where the nectar of immortality is carried. I mean, the people used to have significance festivities of the Kumbh Mela, of the nectar of immortality, and the important role that it plays in the spirituality of India. It is helpful to know something about the background of the sacred Ganges river. The devout believe that simply by bathing in the Ganges, one is freed from their past sins, karma, and this one becomes eligible for liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Of course, it is said that a pure lifestyle is also required after taking a bath. Otherwise, one will again be burdened by karmic reactions. The pilgrims come from all walks of life, traveling long distances and tolerating many physical discomforts, such as sleeping in the open air, in near freezing water. They undergo these difficulties just to receive the benefit of taking a bath in the sacred river at Kumbh Mela. And these Kumbh Mela festivals held place every 4 years on 4 sacred places where are 4 sacred rivers. And the most important Kumbh Mela is always after a 12-year cycle in Allahabad. And during this time, Allahabad is a huge city of tents. There are millions and millions of people. When I have been there, 2001, maybe there have been 33 million people around this time in Kumbh Mela. They built a mega city of tents organized by maybe 55,000 policemen and sanitary hospitals and bathing places, toilets, and everything. It's like a big city, like a city for during maybe 4 through 6 months. And during these times, all the yogis all over India come to these most important festivals of these four holy places, because they say that after this 12-year circle, also the yogis that are living hidden in the mountains of Himalaya, they will meet each other and they will share their experiences during these last 12 years. And many millions of Hindus, but also millions of foreign people are coming to these festivals, because it's all about Kumbh Mela, the pot that is filled with the nectar of immortality, and they are cleaning themselves from their past sins. So during this time when I have been in India, I also made another documentation about the forgotten widows of India. It was in 1998. I visited the Austrian ambassador in New Delhi, who told me the story of the widows at Vrindavan, the birthplace of Lord Krishna. On the way back from the Kumbh Mela ceremony in Haridwar, I decided to visit them. Unfortunately, I only had 3 days left on my itinerary, and I spent the first day in the 3 enormous ashrams which were founded in 1913. Every day 80 widows come here to receive their rations of rice and dal. The ashrams are funded through the private donations of pilgrims. The widows gather daily for communal prayers, to sing and to support each other. They live in the ruins and decaying derelict houses, as these are the only places where no one bothers them. I spent a whole day with them and became so moved that I could hardly bring myself to leave. The time was tragically too short. I can show you a documentation that I have made about this widows in India, and it was published in a newspaper, Hong Kong newspaper.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Yes.
Wow.
I just have to search it of the local foundation, but I was able to ascertain that there is absolutely now here for the widows to turn, and no one to help them to deal with their problems. In the countryside, when these women's husbands die, they become outcasts within their communities, and most have to flee to the cities to survive. Up until recently, widows were expected to cause cremation together with the corpse of their husbands. Some of the women chose to become wandering sadhvis or nuns, or to join nunneries. Others simply end up begging in the streets. Why does a country that is renowned for its spirituality not care of its mothers? This is a fact that I will never understand, and I am deeply shocked that this really happens in India. India has many faces. One of them looked darkly at me as I met the widows of Vrindavan. It is my hope that one day this face will change its expression. And this was also a very important moment in my life where I was asking myself what religion it is that is not taking care about their mothers. In this time I already was interested again in Islam, and I went to the Nizamuddin Aulia also in this year. I remember not only in this years but also the years after that. I went frequently to visit the Auliya Nizamuddin Maqam in New Delhi, and I was feeling very, very peaceful at these places. I also was visiting other dargahs and shrines throughout my voyage through India. I not only visited holy places of the Hindus. So after this experience, I started to question myself how the people can worship goddess and treating their own mothers and girls like this, because there are also it is very well known that if the women these days, they know that they will get a girl, they make abortus because they cannot carry the fee of marriage, because in India is used that the family from the girls are paying the wedding. So this was starting to be a change for me in my life, and later on I went also to Konya and Turkey to make documentation in Konya from the a maqam of Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi. I spent some time there, and I have got the Holy Quran in Konya, and I started to read again about Islam and Quran, and I also read again more about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and about the awliyalahs. So in 2008 there was a big change in my life because my flat took fire and my son was inside the flat. I was at work, and he, in this time, he had a mobile phone and called the fire department, and they told him to keep calm. They tried to call me, and he should not go out of his room until they come and take him out of the room. So when I came back from my work, immediately after they called me and told me that my flat took fire in 2008, so I hurry at home, and I have seen that all my home was destroyed, apart the room of my son Amir, whom they took out from the window. So I have seen that all my equipment was destroyed and everything was black, and basically we could not use anything anymore from these things, and we also got another flat from the government. But the most important moment in my life was that the Holy Quran from Konya that I got from Konya in 2004 was shining on the ground and open. So it was like a sign. It was like a sign for me to maybe look deeper inside this holy scripture, and I started to read it in German first, again and again and again and again. And during this year I had three exhibitions in Egypt already fixed up, and I don't want to go because of this happening, because it was happening in March and the exhibitions have been in May. So I don't want to go because I was thinking I can't leave my son alone now, but everybody was telling me, no, you should go because everything is arranged and you have made the appointments 1 year before. So I went, and through my deep inner intention and through my inner feeling, I was wishing to become a Muslim, and I asked somebody from there to help me to convert to Islam officially, because deep inside my heart I was calling out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he may guide me to the correct path, to the truth, and help me to meet people who are living the real Islam, who are guiding me to the right path in Islam and showing me the right way. So I decided to convert into Islam, and it was just of my inner desire, and I was so happy that that my son was alive. So it was the most important thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me in this moment, because material things they go and come, and it's not really important, because anyway one day we have to leave this world and we have to go without nothing. But life is the most important thing, and I was very happy that my son was alive, and this was also a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I have known that he was loving me and want to guide me to the right path. Yes.
Beautiful. Can we see what you took? Wow, beautiful, beautiful.
Nice colors. Beautiful.
Lovely. Wow. Oh, mashallah.
Yeah.
It's very, very
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'm looking. I looked actually at the names and I didn't see that.
Oh, a beautiful home for the birdies. Oh, I wonder if there's some eggies in here.
Have you was driving here also?
Yeah, I'll go that way. You know, you have seen.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
many countries there, even Iraq and
Yes, yes, yes. They are exaggeration. Their mosques are so royal.
It's so true.
Yeah. You can find them only there.
Yeah.
Because any other country they have different style of building the mosque.
So when he was coming, I just bought the second hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very easy to find bikes.
You can come this way if you want. No, eat. You eat and just relax and yeah.
Okay.
Is it hot? Is it warm? I hope. Yeah.
When did you start seeking?
From young age, because when I have been 8 years old, my mom was, I guess, working at the night, and I was with my brother alone at home. My father was also on tour with his American people, tourists, I think Middle Europe, and I was around maybe 8-9 years old, maybe, yes. And I have got a lot of fear. I was very, very afraid, and couldn't go to sleep. I was in the kitchen, sitting in the kitchen, and then I felt that some person entered or passed by and was talking to me and telling me that I has not to be afraid because you will be always protected, like white, like a person in white. Like for me, I was thinking maybe it was Jesus in this time, because I was religious, because I went every Sunday in the church and I was very happy to go there. And for me, God was always not present in the out form of what everything is inside the church. It was the light that I have seen always. They put in this church where I went to pray on Sunday with the family. There was a light upon the altar, and for me, God was always light, not any figure or anything you see, because I was thinking that you cannot see God, you cannot explain, or in any form you cannot show him. So for me, God in this time was light. So I was always a little bit, let's say, religious, and when I was 13 years old and got this book from Heinrich Harrer, The Himalaya is Blowing, I saw this photograph from Swami Sundaranand in this book, sitting on the Ganga bank in Gangotri up in the mountains, and I wish inside, when I have seen this picture, I was around 13 years old, my wish inside myself, my heart, was to go there one day and to become a photographer and to know more about these people sitting on the Ganga bank, meditating and living a ascetic life up in the mountains. So the next step was that my father was having a taxi company, and there was the Olympic Games in Innsbruck, and he brought at home many black and white photographs from ski running. Some press photographer has forgotten it in the taxi. So I was looking at these pictures, and behind there was the stamp copyright, like Bierbaumer, copyright Frisch auf. These were photographers in this time from my hometown. And I was dreaming about making my own pictures and putting my own stamp on it. So there, all these dreams and wishes become, like, let's say, manifestation, because with the pictures, with this book, with this wish to travel, to find out about this life, about the yogis in the Himalaya. I was not good in school, and my parents, they say to me, if you are not learning, you have to learn a profession. So they said, you have to choose something that you want to learn, a profession, if you don't want to go to school. So I said, okay, maybe I can become someone who can decorate the shops or interiors, or photographer, or making jewelries. So I have these three wishes, I told them. And by destiny I went to a shop to represent myself, and they she asked me, it was a woman in this company, and she asked me why I want to be a decoration. For decoration, I want to learn this profession and so on. Because I said I want some profession that is creative. And she said, after some time, she called me and she said, I'm sorry, but we are not taking girls. So if you don't mind, I have a friend. She's a photographer, and I can call her. And if you want to become a photographer, I can ask her if there is a free place to learn photography, because it's a dual system. You work and 2 months in the year you go to school. So she called this lady, and this lady said, yeah, it's okay, I need someone right now. She should come, and let's see. And I went there to this master photographer, and she took me immediately. So there my time to learn photography started. And this time we had an old studio with big size cameras. We made black and white photography. We also made photography for the Congress Center because she has the license to be there all the time when there were congresses, and we developed pictures in black and white. It was a very hard work. We have to be very quickly, but in this studio I learned photography really from the ground, how to use the chemical things to make the liquids for developing, also how to develop big size pictures, black and white. In this time we were having very big place to develop also pictures by hand, like big like a door, because in this time there was no print service or any print shop, or you could only get black and white pictures in big sizes. And after this was 3 years, this dual system school. I made my exams, and after this I was dreaming to travel, but I did not know how because I didn't have money. So I was searching for a work where I could get some money. So I found a work in a place where a touristic place where in this time you can get a lot of money for people skiing with ski groups and so on. And I was thinking I will travel to America to visit my uncle, to stay some time there. But after that, in this year, my father passed away and everything changed immediately. I was very sad and asking myself what I do now in this situation, what should I do, and I was deciding with a friend of mine, she also finished her school, that we go to Italy, to Sicily, to live there, to stay there, and to look if we find a work there. And I said, okay, why not? And we went there. Before I met my husband, my first husband there, I went also to Tunis with the ship from Trapani in Sicily. This was the first time when I was in a Muslim country listening the Adhan, and we were traveling like, let's say, calendar, because we really didn't have much money. We were sleeping under the cars or in a very cheap youth hostel, depend where we were traveling. And after this, when I came back, I met my first husband, and he asked me if I won't come with him to India. So we traveled the first time to India together, and we didn't know where to go, because in this time we have only a map, a map from India. We have no book about anything, but but at the station in Delhi, as we know that we don't know where to go, one officer came and asked us to come in his office, and he said, where you want to go? And we said, we don't know, maybe north, maybe south. It's everything is open for us. So he said, okay, so you have to go to north first, because monsoon is coming, and now monsoon is in south. So you go to north first, and you stay there. You go to Ladakh, you go to Kashmir, you go to Dharamsala, where is the residence, the exile of Dalai Lama. You first see this part, and after the monsoon is coming, up to the mountains and finish in the south. So you are safe. So we did like he told us, and we went first to Kashmir, Srinagar. We have been there traveling around and living with families there who invited us to stay with them. And from there we went to Ladakh by bus, then we returned. We went to Dharamsala, and from Dharamsala back to Delhi, and then to Jaipur, Agra, Jaipur, and to South India, Kerala. this was my first travel to India, and I have only in this time there was no digital camera or anything. I have only some rolls of films, so I have to take very much care about which pictures I took really. And in this time I also was still shy to take pictures from people. I have only very rare pictures from people in this time, but very beautiful pictures and moments that I captured in this time. After this trip, we have to go back via Karachi, and in Karachi I have seen the first time the Holy Quran, and I was opening the Quran and was thinking, oh, what a beautiful letters, and this must be a holy book, because it looks like a holy book. Maybe one day I can read it. Maybe I have to search for a translation or something, but I won't know what there is written inside. So we came back, and we still lived in Sicily, and we were building a house of bamboo. For many months we were cutting the reeds and cleaning them, drying them, and building our house. And after that, when I was pregnant with our son, we were thinking to go back to a normal life, let's say to go back to Innsbruck and to my hometown and look what we can do, how we can live and earn money and so on. I continued to work as a photographer in several studios, and he was playing music, learning music, because he is a musician. And after our divorce, he went to Konya with our son, and also to Diyarbakir. It's in east of Turkey. Van Lake was the name, and then they returned, and my ex-husband, he brought me a ney flute and also a lot of informations about Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. And I was very interested in it because another miracle happened when I was 13. My father brought me some figures, small figures, and one of these figures was a whirling dervish. And this whirling dervish was always with me, and I was asking myself what he is doing with this beautiful coat, with this head cover, and his hand up to the sky, and one hand going down to the earth. So when I got these books from Konya, from my ex-husband, it was so beautiful because it was explained very easy, and the story of Jalaluddin Rumi, and also like it was a book like cartoons. And so I started to read really a lot of books of Islam, about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Books from Annemarie Schimmel, who is a known professor for Orientalistic, and she was the first woman on the university in Istanbul and Ankara. And I also started to try to learn Arabic letters, because I wanted to know more about this holy book. I have in this time I didn't got any book in Arabic, but in German. So I started to read, but and in this time I met my second husband. He was Egyptian. We met us in Innsbruck, and we have been married around 3 years. We have a son together also. And when we divorced, I did not know, I wanted to know anything anymore about Islam, about this religion, about anything about Arab people, because this marriage was not working out very well. So I started again to research in the field of yogis and was going back to Hinduism. I was more interested. I kept everything away what from the past. So after our son was 3 years, I have to start again to work, and by destiny I made also my master degree in photography. And during this time when I was at home with my kids, and found out a good work as a freelancer for several journalists. I was trying to put myself as a freelancer and working as a freelance photographer, and I got a good work in a newspaper, daily newspaper. I made also other works for several companies. I was working for Swarovski company, for tourism. I made some different catalogs, and during this time as a photojournalist, around 7 years, they were calling me to many different official events, and I have really learned a lot. And during this time I tried also, because I have got enough money to travel, I wanted to search again about this holy man in India, and I thought that I could make a documentation about them. And so the journey into Hinduism and into this subject become always deeper and deeper, because I met a Hindu nun from Germany, where while I was traveling with my son Amir, he was 5 years old in this time, we went to Rishikesh and to Lakshman Chula. Lakshman Chula is a very known place where people go to make retreat, to learn yoga very deeply, and it is also the first point of this sacred pilgrimage in the Himalaya mountains. So we met Yamuna Giri, this Hindu nun from Germany, in an ashram there in Lakshman Chula. She normally was up in the mountains in a cave, because she was living 11 years in a cave. It was an order from her master that later became also my master. And she was by occasion there, because when she has the monthly women stuff, she has to go down to clean up herself and not stay in the cave between close to the sadhus, the female, the men. And during this time she was always down, so this was an occasion to meet her, and from this time we started to have a very deep relationship. And through her also I have known much more about the yogis, and during the next 7 years, let's say, we worked on a book that is called Change of Dimension, and we hope that we can publish this book one day, inshallah. But during this time also I went to Vrindavan. It was the birthplace of Lord Krishna, where the widows are living, and about this I was talking with you before. And yes, and I don't know if I was talking about this moment when our flat took fire while I was working. My son was at home. In this time he was 16 years old, and I was having a Hindu temple in my living room. Maybe I forgot some incense or something else, I don't know. And I went to work, and our flat took fire. And when I came home, my son was already in the hospital. My son called the fire department, and they told him, please don't go out of the room because it's dangerous. We will check out where your mother is. And then they called me, and they told him that I am not at home. He must not be afraid. I am at work, and they come to take him out from the window. When I come home, everything was destroyed. My equipment, my developers, everything apart, and the temple was destroyed. And on the ground there was the Holy Quran, open, white, shining, and I have got this Holy Quran in Arabic and German in Konya 2004. And this happening was 2008, and I was looking at this Holy Quran and was thinking, okay, must be a sign. Maybe I have to look deeper inside this scripture and have to read it. And I started to read this again in German, in my language, in German, again and again and again. And in this year I have also 3 exhibitions in Egypt, and I went there, and from my heart I converted into Islam. I don't know, somehow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has opened my heart, and I was always praying to him, if I now become Muslim, I will try really hard to become a good Muslim. But if you want me to become a good Muslim, then you may guide me to the rightly guided people who are really practicing Islam in the way that it has to be. Please guide me to people who can teach me to learn correctly and to teach me everything that I need to do my obligation, prayers and everything. So from this time a very beautiful journey starts, and this maybe is another.
Thank you.
The Moses Exodus, and also this Evangelio de Luca, very serious, you know. I was always loving and saying, which kind of drugs, please tell me which kind of drugs you are taking. I said, I don't take any drugs, it's like this, you know. Yeah, but why you are loving so much? And sometime he came out of himself, and he started to laugh, you know, like from inside. And but only few moments, you know, really only few moments.
It lasted like for 10 seconds.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So nice.
You want to go to the edge there?
Reefs, where you can see corals and fishes.
Yeah.
we cleaned it, and all day long we were working on this. And at night time we went to there was a santuario, like from the Greece empire. There were temples all around, and a spring into this sanctuary. We have to take our drinking water from there because we were living on the beach, and it took maybe 4, 5, 6 months until we were finished with our house. We built one room only, sand ground, and then we moved into the sand. And after we went to the village, because it was a beach between two villages, but let's say a little bit safe, into this temple area, and we went to take the wood to build the roof. And after we finished, it was very, very beautiful. It took maybe 6, 7 months, I don't remember exactly, but this place was also in front of Tunis, and when it was Sirocco, very big waves were coming. We were just jumping inside, so with this surf. Sometimes also fishing also inside.
How are you getting your food?
Once a week we went to the village with a bus from the village up. There was a bus to Castelvetrano, and there was every week, Tuesday or Wednesday, there was a vegetable market. We went there and fresh vegetables and pasta and all this that we need, or we were cooking on fire on the beach, and washing our dishes with the sand in the water of the sea. We didn't use any chemical stuff. I mean, we didn't use soap or something like that. One time when we went up to the spring to get the drinking water, there was a spring, and at night nobody was there. Then we cleaned up from the salt water, but also without soap because there was no need of soap.
Where was this, Sicily?
Sicily.
Yeah.
Selinunte is the name. The name is Selinunte. It was a temple. Selinunte, Acropoli, Selinunte. There is a small village, Trisina, called Trisina, and close to this place is Trapani. From Trapani, the ships are going to Tunis.
So this is in Italy.
Yes, Italy, Sicily, yes, Sicily.
Beautiful.
I'm taking some sand because everywhere I go, I take some sand with me to bring my home, and sometimes I use it for bukhur also, to put the bukhur on it. So it's the first time that I take sand from Saudi Arabia. I met her at the
One testing, 1 2 3 testing, 1 2 3.
Yeah, maybe the mystical path started when I have been with my husband, my first husband in Sicily. One yoga teacher from Turin, he guided us to a place in the center of Sicily where have been caves and time ago Christian hermits, ascetics living there, and he brought us there to stay there, to experience, to live just only in nature. There was a river. It was not a big place. It was a small valley, and natural orange trees have been there, and we brought with us some kilo rice and some lentils, and we cooked on the fire. We brought a pot for it, and we stayed there for maybe 2 weeks. And he said, this yoga teacher, he told us after these 2 weeks he will take us from there, because we don't know how we arrived in this place. So we were staying there. There was only one other guy. He was from Sicily. He was a student of biology. He was there to research the plants and the animals there, and he was staying in the other side of our cave where we have been. And during this time I was trying this seeds, Stechapfel, and because this guy from Sicily, he said, if you don't mind, you can try it, and we will see what's coming out of this. And I took this because only me, because he said that maybe my husband has to take care about me during this time I take these seeds, and I took these seeds. But maybe I took too much, because in the beginning my heart was pumping like very, very fast. I felt not very well. The first day was horrible, let's say, but the next day I experienced, or I started to feel like if I'm not in this world. I mean, I had some visions. I saw my husband, like if he was my father. He changed his his looking. One moment I saw my husband, another moment I saw my father, and we were walking. Of course he was taking care about me, because we have to walk to the river to make our shower and everything, morning walk and cooking and everything. But I felt myself like if I cannot walk properly because of this effect of these seeds. But during this time I had also, let's say, some natural visions. Like I was thinking that I could talk with the animals, little animals around us, because they have, like, I was imagining that they grow up, and I directly talked. Yeah, it was a very unnormal experience.
No, that's fine. It's good.
But it was my first experience with such kind of drugs. I don't know, but
Wait, the drugs made you think about talking to animals?
Yes, this is
the seed.
these seeds. These seeds. The name of these seeds is in Germany we say Stechapfel. In the book of Carlos Castaneda they used to talk about these seeds. So I was remembering that I was reading this book. For this also I thought I will try these seeds, because if this guy, he is a student of biology, he must know how much seeds I can take. And also he was very serious. He said that my husband should take care about me during this time, because maybe I will get some problems and he has to care about me. So I think it took maybe three days and nights that I was really not, let's say, in our reality. I mean, in this not in our world. I understood that I entered in different dimensions or different worlds, or maybe just my imagination was looking different at the world. But the fact that also sometime I was not able to walk properly, because your balance, I mean, maybe your balance is not, it's not stable, because your mind is somewhere else. I mean, mind and body may be somehow separated, and you have some visions and you think you are somewhere else, but in reality you are in this world and you are walking on the ground or on the grass, or you go to the river, but somebody has to take care about you, because sometimes you don't know where you make your next step. So this was my first, let's say, great experience, and this made me think a lot about that my father passed away, let's say maybe half year before, and I was always asking where he went or why he passed away suddenly, and I missed him so much. So maybe these experiences that I have seen him in these visions, because in these visions sometime I was also talking to him, and he was telling me that I have not to be afraid, I'm not away, everything is natural, everything is natural, everything is one, and we have to live. But also if I am leaving this world, I'm here, I'm present, I'm not away. But I couldn't understand this at this time. Only after when I went with my husband to India, after we have been in Sicily, and it was our first trip for him as well as for me. This virtual or these visions with my father continued in some way. I mean, we had the time to stay in different places and to experience different religions, and during all this time I was questioning, still questioning myself, where my father has gone, why he passed away so suddenly, and what will be after this life, where we will go after this life. Because in this time I was Christian, and slowly both of us, we entered to Hinduism, because my husband and me, both of us, we were interested in religion, in yoga, in spiritual practices, in music. So when we were traveling in India, it was in Dharamsala, we went to a small valley on the riverside, and we were sleeping there in a very simple room. There was nothing inside. There was just the ground. It was just that we don't sleep outside because we were afraid of animals and such things. So there I remember I woke up one time and I was talking with my father. My father came to me, like, let's say, personally, and again he said to me, "Don't be afraid and don't mind and don't think too much. I'm away, but I'm away, but not away. So I have another form. I'm not. My body is not with you, but you can reach me anytime, like this." And I don't know with whom I could talk about this. I also don't talk about this with my husband. I wrote a diary in this time during this travel in India. Later, when I have shown this book to my mother, because I wanted that she know my experience about this, that my father passed away so early and suddenly. She didn't understand this these experiences, and she was thinking I'm mentally ill, and she brought me to a closed hospital, like, let's say, psychiatry, where they put me under heavy psychopharmacal medicine. I had a lot of pain in this time, and I tried to come out quickly because I said that this is not the place where I have to be. I'm not sick, I'm not ill. These are just experiences that I made, and I wanted to share with my mother. But I understood also that my mother, how she could understand this if she is not, if she had not traveled like me before. I mean, and had not experiences like this. I mean, I was always questioning myself, what will happen when we are passing away from this world. So when we started to discover the Hinduism and this religion where they think of reincarnation, somehow it was, I could understand that maybe there is this, that we come and we go and we come and we go. And I had a lot of questions also, that of course there has to be a creator who created this world and human being and animals and everything. And Hinduism somehow, and also Buddhism somehow was giving me answers about all those questions, especially after these visions with my father who passed away. So when we came back from India, I have seen later a documentation about McDonald farms, and also how a documentation in Saudi Arabia, how they treat animals, how they make mass production of meat, and how they killing the animals, how they use to this meat for McDonald's, and this misuse. When I have seen this, I felt so bad that I immediately I stopped to eat meat, no meat anymore. I said I don't want to be the one who is killing animals, who is eating or who want to eat these animals. And in Hinduism and also in Buddhism, the teaching in the Holy Scriptures is ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Also, non-violence means not killing any creature that God has created. So for me it was very clear, if I want go the path of a yogi, I should stop to eat meat. And from this time up to maybe 17 years, until I entered to Islam, I didn't eat meat anymore. So when and this was in 1984, and in the meanwhile, when I was telling before that I was married a second time with an Egyptian, our son Amir from this marriage. And after this, I started to become an independent freelance photographer for newspapers. I was taking pictures from a lot of different people's ministers, and I was staying with people from all over the world, taking pictures from them, documentations like Princess of Thailand and a lot of people. When I entered this time to be a photojournalist, I also was able to fulfill my dream to make a documentation about the yogis in Himalaya. So because I had the money, I had the opportunity to get also the press license for these big festivals, yoga festivals, so that we really could be there where we have to be to make our documentations. And there the journey began to search out and to stay with the yogis in Himalaya, and it was like also a destiny, because my dream became true, to spend time with them up in the mountains. They were helping us also to make the documentation. And when I met Yamunagiri, the Hindu nun from Germany, she has been there already for many years. I mean, she has been 11 years in a cave. But when my son Amir and me met her at Rishikesh, we became friends, and she has to renew her passport, so she has to go out of India, and she finished her time there in India and was staying many time and many years with us.
How long did she stay in India prior to her return?
She stayed a long time. Her journey is another very interesting journey. She wrote a book about her journey because it's another amazing story. I mean, amazing spiritual journey. When we met each other again in Allahabad, because I was searching also for a teacher, I mean a master, a yogi who could help me to go forward on my path. When I met Yamunagiri at Allahabad at this Kumbh Mela festival, I have met her teacher, Tanapati Mahansri Santosh Giriji Maharaj. When I saw him, I felt maybe he could be my teacher, and when I was sitting beside him and he put his hand on my head, I felt a very strong light and peace entering myself, and I felt that I have been arrived to a living master. So from this moment I respected him as my teacher, and he gave me the name Annapurna Giri. Annapurna is a mountain in India, the second highest mountain in India, and Purna means full moon. So Annapurna Giri, he gave me this name, and Giri is an order, the first order in India from the Chuna Akara. There are several Akaras, orders, and the Chuna Akara and the Giris are the first order in Hinduism, and they are the yogis living in the mountains in very ascetic life and being servants of God and serving all the people who are coming across to their places, because many of them are living in these holy places in Himalaya.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you need to look like that's only one direction.
When I edited them,
Oh yeah, you
this
don't
is
have
the
it.
best time.
Okay. That's
When I arrived, after I dreamed about our Guru Sri Tanapati Mahensri Santosh Giriji, I was talking to Yamuna Giri. She was already staying with us, and in our home. She said, "Okay, you have to go immediately because our Tanapati Mahan Sri Santosh Giriji, he need our help, and you should go. It's a sign that you have to go there." Because she couldn't go because she did not have the visa. She can't get the visa. So Yamunagiri told me, go to New Delhi to this Junakara temple, contact this Swamiji, give him this letter from me, and ask there, and they will help you to reach to our Guru Tanapati Mahensri Santosh Giriji. When I arrived at this temple, I gave this letter to this Swamiji, and this Swamiji told me, please sit in this room, we will look about your issue. And when I was sitting in this room, there was a guru from our Akara, and there was a policeman. They spoke a little English, let's say, the policeman maybe a little bit more. And in this moment, Guruji Tanapati Mahant Sri Santosh Giriji was calling this Swamiji in this room. I don't know how he could know that I am in New Delhi, because we don't have like this telephone and mobile phone and this kind of communication. So he must have known that I arrived in this temple. He was talking with this yogi in this room where I have been waiting for the other Swamiji, and there was also this policeman. This policeman was also like a disciple from Guruji, and this yogi said, there is this policeman here. Guruji was talking with this policeman, and after this policeman has known that what he has to do. So after this, they were talking with this Swamiji there, and this policeman, I was talking shortly with Guruji, and he said, come to my place, and don't worry, a policeman will bring you here. So this policeman was taking care about me. We went to this small village in North India between Delhi and Haridwar. It is a small village, Muslim village, where Guruji was having his time there. There was a temple 800 years old, but this was the only temple in this Muslim village. So this policeman went with me and taking care about me until we arrived to him. I gave him the letter from Yamunagiri, and we were sitting together for some hours. We were eating together. We didn't talk so much because he didn't spoke any English, and the policemen also don't spoke so much English. So, but it was a very, very nice time I spent with him. And in this year, he also passed away. It was 2007. But 2007, I have been when I have been in New Delhi, I was, by intuition, I was going to Nizamuddin Aulia. Nizamuddin Aulia, and I was praying there. I remember I was praying there. Please, God, guide me on the right way. I have pictures from this time. I remember very well because there was a small girl beside me. She was praying also on this shrine, and I was taking a flag, 2 flags from there, green flags with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim and 786, the number. I don't know, intuition. I was buying this. I was buying also a CD from Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, and I was bringing this with me, and not knowing at this moment, it was 2007, not really knowing that I will revert to Islam the year after. And I already talked about this moment when my flat took fire, and yes. After this, I never have been in India again, but my journeys from 2008 to until 2011 was mostly maybe 2 times a year in Egypt, because I converted in Egypt, and I have I had a lot of projects there in Egypt, so it was my destiny after to travel in Egypt, not in India. Yeah.
Where exactly did you convert in Egypt? What was that turning point?
The turning point was because it was in the year 2008 in March when when we lost our flat, and the Holy Quran was shining. I was thinking I have to read it properly, and it is a sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it was my inner, I think it was my inner wish and my inner desire that I won't become Muslim, but I don't know. I don't really know how. But I asked God to guide me. So somehow there was a girl at my exhibition, and she said, "Look, your pictures are so beautiful. They are full of light, and I'm so happy to meet you. And I won't meet you again. Let's make an appointment. We can meet us in the gallery, in the cafe of this gallery, maybe after 2 or 3 days, and sit quiet." She has been there for the opening of my exhibition at the Mahmoud Mokhtar Gallery. It's a state gallery close to the opera house. So we met there, and I don't know how. I say to her, please, can you arrange an official event so that I can convert to Islam and I would be signed up as a Muslim, because I feel myself that I have to become Muslim. And she organized everything, so we went together to Al-Azhar. There was also at the same day someone from Russia who converted to Islam, and we signed up our reward with this sheikh from Al-Azhar. And after this she went with me to a coffee house, and she gave me as a present Ayat al-Kursi to hang it on the wall. And she said, this is Ayat al-Kursi, you can hang it on the wall, it will help you and protect you, inshallah. And I started to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide me.
Wow. Look at this guy, he's creating a whole web. You can begin whenever you feel like.
So, 2008, when I took when I reverted to Islam, I asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help me to do all the duties properly. I started to, because I promised from this moment that I won't pray 5 times a day until I'm passing away. So I started to pray with Arabic surahs on a paper. I started to pray with this, and always, because for me it was very, very difficult to learn Arabic like quickly or fast. So I must say I prayed maybe several months, maybe 8, 9, 10 months with paper in my hand. And I went also to the mosque, and I was looking there if I find people from whom I can learn something. Of course, I read a lot of books before, and also in this time we have also internet. I was searching knowledge on internet, and looking out for sheikhs and people who explain Islam in a way that I could understand. But I still felt that there is missing something. I still was searching of the truths, and found out a lot of sheikhs in internet, but was questioning also myself why they are talking so much about haram and halal and strict way of covering and this and that. So after some time, but already in 2008 when I converted, I saw on YouTube about Sahibul Saif Abdul Karim al-Kabrisi, and also about Sheikh Nasim al-Haqqani al-Rabbani, and I was starting to listen Zikrullah and also Sohbet from Sheikh Nasim al-Haqqani al-Rabbani, and also from Sahibul Saif Abdul Karim al-Kabrisi. And I felt more comfortable to listen to this sohbet than to all the sheikhs I have joined on internet. So in 2009 2012, it was in the month of Hajj, on a Friday. I remember very well because I was so surprised. I was dreaming about Sahibul Saif Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi, and in my dream I was sitting in front of him like he was a little bit up. I was sitting down, and he was talking to me. I was looking at him, and he was like shining a light around him, and he was saying to me, you have to follow Sunnah and of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Sharia and nothing else. So that's it. So after this dream, when I woke up, I was thinking maybe he could be my guide, because I was searching for a guide, because also in Hinduism you need a guide to go forward with your practices, with your discipline, with your exercises and with everything. So I felt myself not complete, and after this dream I was searching in internet for people who were connected to Sahibul Saif Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi. So I found out that the dargah of them is in New York State, and I was reading more and more, and one murid from India, I had a contact with him on Facebook. I asked him, how can I reach to the Osmanli Dargah? And he said it's very easy. It's also, there is a homepage. You can call this number, and if you are ready to take bayah, and if you want really have that your Shaykh Sahibul Saif Abdul Kibrisi, if you are sure, contact Hoxha Lokman Effendi, because he is the Khalifa of Sahibul Saif Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi. So it was in December. It was 2013, on 8th of December, that I tried to call Hoxha Lokman Effendi. I called the dargah 2 times, and I asked the guy on the phone, I am Cornelia Kaufmann. I would like to talk to Hoxha Lokman Effendi. And he said, okay, wait a moment, I will look if he's available. And he came to the phone, and I don't know, I was hearing his voice, and for me it was clear I have reached to the right person. So I don't know, it was very quickly. He asked me, you want to take bayah? And I said yes. And then we made it by phone, and then he said to me, look that you can stay in a Jamaat, don't be alone, because it's not good to stay alone, and search for Jamaats in your countryside, and inshallah one day we will meet each other.
What is Jamaat?
Jamaat.
How would you say that in English?
In English? A community who stay together, like in Austria, in Innsbruck, in my hometown, there are a lot of Jamaats. Let's say the women's are staying together, reading Holy Quran together, meeting each other every week for reading Holy Quran, and making bread on Friday morning. Just to stay in a community, not to stay alone. He said, don't stay alone, be in a community, and keep yourself busy with them. So after this call, I felt myself, I don't know, it was also a very strong moment, like with my Hindu teacher Sri Santosh Giriji Maharaj, I felt my heart at peace, and I felt I have made the right decision. Immediately, it was like if I have been arrived home. Like I felt myself very familiar with Shaykh Hoxha Lokman Effendi, and from this moment I was really thinking how I could reach out to the Dargah. Of course, I started to listen their Zikrullah on Thursday, and on Friday the khutbah from Jummah khutbah, and I kept myself connected with the Osmanli Dargah. Of course, there is 7 hours time difference, but I tried and kept on to keep the contact. And in 2022, I could travel to New York State to the Osmanli Dargah and spend Ramadan time with them. Alhamdulillah.
You also brought a book there. What is that book? The book Pearls.
The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra. Yes, I brought the book there also, yes.
What is the story behind that? The story behind your book.
The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra. The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra, there is another Indian, his name is Syed Kashif Ali. I know him also from Facebook from the time when I have been traveling in Egypt 2010, 2011, 2009, 2008. He was traveling in Egypt also, and I remember he went to this place of Shahidi, the Sheikh who wrote the Hizbul Bar, Shadali. He went there and he tried to reach to my exhibition that I had at the Maulana Assad Cultural Center in Cairo, Indian Cultural Center, but his time was too short, so we didn't meet each other, but we kept always connected. And he said, if you come to India next time, please let me know, so maybe we can meet each other. But he advised me to follow a workshop of Alicia Ali about penning the heart, and he said maybe it would be good for you, and I registered myself for this workshop. And after this, I get the contact to Alicia Ali, and she asked me if I would like to put my photographs and my beautiful flower pictures for a book that should be published with Sakibi Saif Mohammed, his name. She told me she will send the script and I should read it. It's The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra, written by Sakibi Saif. And if I feel that I would like to join him with my photographs and join these beautiful texts, then I should let her know. And when I was reading these poetries, I was really crying because some of them were so beautiful, but I didn't know, at this moment, I didn't know that Sakibi Saif was the writer. I don't know. I was thinking Sakibi Saif, what it means, I don't know. But maybe she wrote the poetry, and I couldn't recognize that it was Muhammad. Only after some time, by destiny, it happens that on Instagram Sakibi Saif and me, we get connected, and only from that time I have known that he was the writer of the poetry of the Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra. So there a new journey began, because Alicia Ali somehow is also a spiritual guide, and I'm very happy that Sayyid Kashif Ali brought us together.
So this widow that we have here is telling us something. She's speaking to us with her face looking down, with her hand on her head, the way she's standing. She's representing some emotion. What did you feel when you took the photo?
When I before I revert to Islam, and when I was a photojournalist, usually I was taking also many documentations about different cultures, different issues, also from people. So I was able to catch people in a very, very special, or in a moment when they didn't know that I catch them, that I take a picture from them. So they basically they never have felt somehow that that I take a picture from them. They kept themselves always natural. They it was not for them. It was like I was not there taking pictures from them. They agreed with my presence, but also all over India, when I took pictures from people, it was always an agreement, as I told before with the yogis, like if they have known that I am coming and taking a picture from them, it was like they have known it is an appointment that we have, and I'm for a reason I take the pictures from them. And the same issue or the same situation I was having also with those widows. When I came to them and stayed with them the whole day, they were welcoming me, and they have known somehow that I wanted to make a documentation, so they did their daily work as usual, and I was like not disturbing them in any way. So this widow, for example, she in the behind you see that there are saris, white saris. They are hanging on a line, and she took her sari that was already dried up and put her sari on her body and also on her head. So for me, this situation that she used this white sari in a natural way, and keep also her head covered, and behind the other saris from the other widows, it was a moment I wanted to catch, because it's so beautiful, because it's her and the white sari.
Wow.
Yes, and after these journeys in India, making these documentations about the yogis and about the forgotten widows of India, and I reverted into Islam 2008, and at this time I was already moving to Egypt, having exhibitions, workshops, and a lot of events there. I started to go deeper into the subject water, because anyway, I already started with this subject with the with the river Ganga, and I kept myself a little bit more back, not taking too much pictures from people, but more water and landscapes. And in Egypt it was very beautiful because I could travel up to Aswan also, and to stay maybe 3 times I traveled to Egypt and up to Aswan, and I took a felucca and went with the felucca for several days to make a good documentation about the River Nile. And in this time I was closer to nature also, because I have known that taking pictures from people in Islam is somehow something that has to be handled very sensitive. It's a sensible issue. So for me, and also for my inner self, it was a time when I was more taking pictures of the landscape, water, flowers. I also had a time, let's say 3 years, I took pictures in the botanic garden of Innsbruck, summer, autumn, winter, spring, and I went there frequently, and I discovered the beauty of nature, because in the time when I was photojournalist, of course I was together with people. I made documentations of cultures and people, but somehow my way to take pictures has changed in this time, so we can have an input into this time. I have been in Siva Oasis, also some time staying out in the desert overnight, just sleeping outside and discovering the morning light and the light on sunset. And this picture, for example, this picture is the oracle. It's behind. This is a very old mosque, but behind this there is the place where Alexander the Great has got his oracle. It was also the last place he went. From there he wrote a letter to his mother that he is on his return. But after this last trip to Siva Oasis, where he was getting his oracle, he didn't reach back to his country, and nobody knows where he passed away and where is his graveyard. So this is Cleopatra Spring, a reflection from palm trees. Cleopatra Spring, they say that Cleopatra by herself was taking baths in Siva Oasis, because this water has a special effect of healing. And you can see in all those springs around Siva Oasis that this water is like living. You can see that it's coming from the ground, and there is no this water remain always very clean and pure. In Siva Oasis they have around 400 springs. They have underground water that is coming from Libya. This was a picture taken in Luxor. So it's a mosque in Luxor. where are the big temples of the pharaonic time. And then we have pictures from my countryside, Tyrol, some small rivers. I went often there to sit on the riverbank or little rivers and taking pictures with long time, so that you can see that the water is not that the water is running like flowing. You can see on the picture that the water is flowing because I took stativ and also a long time. I was always looking to capture also the light that I have seen inside the water. And I was staying there also for hours, winter, summer, autumn, spring. I took pictures also for a publication for a friend of mine, Verena Braun. She wrote her doctorate in politics for water rights in Tyrol. So she asked me if I have pictures about water in Tyrol. So I was working several years on this project about water and the flowers of the botanic garden in Innsbruck. This is an ice crystal on the window in the Court Palace in Innsbruck, because I was working there for 5 years as a guide, tourist guide, and it was a crystal on the window in the palace. Ice crystal. And this ice crystal inspired me also to think about a bigger project about the light fountain. I was asking an architect if he could have an idea to create a light fountain. I will not talk about the whole cube, but you see we have the cube, geometric metaphor and space. You know, we have the full description of the light fountain, and it's be there to come out. So the light fountain, the cosmos is one entity of which the human being is one component. All world religions agree on this point. All world religions also agree that this one entity is faltering and is in danger of breaking up. Light heals and connects, and like fire has great significance in all cultures. The light fountain is a place of power and an alignment and immersion into metaphors and phenomena. It is also a place that brings compounds together and exposes a small part of cosmic relations and engagements all of the elements. Light is a source of life. Light is the source of a single being. Light is the source of concentration. Light is the source of contemplation. Light is the source of prayer. And water is the source of life. Water is the source of origin. So when we were starting to think about this light fountain, it was because I was taking these pictures in the court palace in Innsbruck. This idea came up that this importance of water and the crystal built in a a specific way, could be used, this picture could be used to create a light fountain where people can go inside, where people can experience water, where people can have this feeling of the importance of water and light. So we were three, the architect Walter Leudold and another photographer, Victor Rossmann. He was making, or he make photography, three-dimensional photography with a special camera that no many people in this world are using these days. Time ago, it was a time in the time of photography that this camera came out, and many people have tried this camera in three-dimensional photography. He has done a lot of projects like Zugspitze, Mountain Railway Museum, the highest 3D stereo cinema installation in Europe at the highest mountain in Germany. Like he made also a project in Krimmel Waterfalls, highest waterfall in Europe, also with this topic 3D stereo projections and water thunderstorms waterfall. So he used to take photographs with this camera, and when we came together as a team and were creating this light fountain, we were thinking we should find a place where it could stay and where people can experience our project. And we were also thinking, because there is a company in Abu Dhabi, they are writing on glass, and we were thinking that on this light fountain could be also the verse of the Surah Nur in the Holy Quran. God is the light of the heavens and the earth. The parable of his light is as if there were a niche and within it a lamp. The lamp enclosed in glass, the glass as it were a brilliant star, lit from a blessed tree, an olive, neither of the east nor of the west, whose oil is well nigh luminous, though fire scarce touched it. Light upon light, God doth guide whom he will to his light. God doth set forth parables for men, and God doth know all things. Light and water were and are the source of daily life in all periods of time and in all cultures. While Buddhists' sins are lightened the bata lamps during meditation in the daily pujas, Hindus' sins are redeemed and their souls cleansed by bathing in the river Ganges. Water is the largest life donor and therefore equal to a mother. It's from the Daitirija Samhita. The christening is a symbol of renewal and acceptance into the Christian community. The Greek philosopher Thales of Milet described water as the fountain of all things. Paracelsus, the middle-aged doctor, wrote, "Water was the basis of the world and all its creations." And in the Amitabha Buddha of the Eternal Night, it could be that the energy of human awareness has a relationship to light. If we turn to this light, we will possibly find out that light is the source of all our inspiration and creativity. So all religions are coming to the same point at the end, that water and light is the most important source for human, and for this we should take care about it. Light, and if people have the possibility to stay in these beautiful places, riverside, wherever, it could be in the desert, it could be everywhere. If you understand that every hour has an effect and has also an healing effect, because the light is changing every hour in such a different light, that if you are really looking well, you can see it. And if you stay some time for hours in a place, and you can look at these different time frames and the changing of light, especially when you sit on a riverside or on a place where the light is changing, you can see that every hour light is different. And when you capture pictures and also stay there with stative and you are looking deeply, you can see that every moment, everywhere, there is some miracle of light and change and cleansing. Yeah. Also in Aswan, the river Nile is changing every day. Every day the river has other waves, has other, you can see, sometimes you can see deep on the ground, sometimes you can not see because there are too much waves. And if you stay on the riverside in Aswan for some days and you stay there from the morning until night and you sleep there by the riverside, in nature you can understand how precious and how great God's creation is, and how great our respect through this meditation, or through this time that we are sitting outside in nature, can become greater. Our respect for our Creator and the creation He has given us. And everywhere I went, I was also in the same time very sad, because people don't recognize this beauty and don't recognize that they have a clean water. They have to keep their water clean, but they use their resources like if it's a rubbish. They pollute the rivers, they throw everything inside. If it's in India, in Egypt, especially those countries, I mean in Europe, they found out that they have to take care about the water, and we have a system that people are a little bit more aware about this issue, that we have to recycle our rubbish and take care about nature. So during these years, when I took pictures from water landscapes, I discovered also the botanic garden in Innsbruck. It was close to my home. And when my granddaughter Adriana was born, I frequently went to the botanic garden, and the idea came out that I want to make a documentation about the plants in botanic garden throughout the year. And from this 1 year, maybe I took maybe 2 or 3 years in springtime, summertime, autumn and winter pictures in botanic garden from the plants. And it was a very beautiful time, because also here I understood that the light is such an immense power that we normally don't realize. But after that I understood that this light that we have every hour different and in another form. After rain it's totally different. Sometimes I reached out after it was raining, and I was running to the botanic garden to be there to capture the flowers, because the light after the rain is again totally different. This was in winter time. You can see the ice. These are leaves from lotus flowers, and you can see the light. It was in the afternoon, and the light is very soft, and the ice from the water is a little bit open, because after one day the water, the ice of the water will break down, but in the night it's becoming again ice. This was just cutted wood in the forest, but just this cutted wood, every piece of wood has another painting, has another structure. So you can go everywhere you find beauty, and it's like a painting, not your, it's like you find paintings and art everywhere. And everywhere you look could be a moment of healing, because you see the beauty of Allah. So here we are again in the botanic garden, and here we have a lotus flower. And you see how subtle the light was. You don't see that this flower is in a water basin. I mean, it's behind, it's totally dark, and you can see the flower, only the light on the flower. It was also late in late afternoon. And when I have known Alicia Ali, so when I was knowing Alicia Ali because of a friend of mine, Sayed Kashif Ali from India, New Delhi, he contacted me and he told me about a workshop Alicia Ali will give online on Zoom about penning the heart. I registered for this course, and I have known Alicia Ali the first time online, and sometime after this online course we kept in touch, and one day she called me and we were talking together by phone, and she asked me if I could imagine that I can put my flowers on the poetry on a book project with Kibi Saif Mohammed, that we can put the flowers together with the poetry for the book The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra. And it was a great honor for me, because for me flowers are a representation on earth. It must be something from paradise, because whenever you look to a flower, your emotions become very pure and very clean. It's something so beautiful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. And the idea that for those beautiful poetries, to bring them together with those flowers of the botanic garden. It was for me a very, very beautiful idea, because to describe or to talk about Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu an, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I think we can't find anything more beautiful on earth than her. So for me this was a very nice work, because I started to select these 33 flowers for the 33 poems of Sakibi Saif, and we completed our work together, and Alicia Ali published our book The Pearls of Fatima al-Zahra with my pictures that I took during 3 years in the botanic garden, and his poetry. And it was such a beautiful work, and sometime I really was crying when I have read this poetry, because he wrote those poetry out of his pain in Ramadan 2 years ago, because he has a disability, and for him it's very difficult, because his disability is giving him much pain. So I hope that this beautiful work and this beautiful book can be sold all over the world, because it's something that is touching your heart. Inshallah. If you can take pictures, of course.
So beautiful, the water drops that I see on it. It's like, is it
Yes,
real?
this
Is this real?
after the rain. I went there
Wow.
after the rain, because after the rain the light is very, very nice, and of course the water drops are still on the plants. And even a leaf can have such beautiful colors that if you are looking at it, your first impression is that maybe it's a painting, but it's a painting of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's beauty, and it's nature. So I hope that I could be an inspiration for photographers to capture the beauty of nature and people, and I'm grateful if I can make some workshops here in Saudi Arabia and also other places, inshallah. peace of mind. Yeah.
You could just go up to her maybe.
I'm gonna get a better eyesight if I put water in my eyes and burn them.
Be careful though.
I think my eyesight's gonna get better.
Inshallah.
Yeah. Everywhere. Everywhere. The sand here is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So fine.
I know. They must have got it right. Yeah. I think they must have got it.
You think?
I don't know if it was actually. It's just music.
Yeah?
Oh, very quickly.